Guys, I just wanted to make a very quick video. That's why I'm not going to have any intro or anything like this. This is kind of just a filler video that I thought of off of the fly. Like I said, just going to be trying to think of any sort of videos to throw out there. That way you guys aren't left in the dark for weeks and weeks waiting for a video to pop out. So I decided to do a Dead by Daylight video, and this one is just about Made for This. And I thought that this was relevant enough to talk about because it's still definitely in the meta. There hasn't been anything that has really shaken up the meta since then, but Made for This is a very popular perk in the Dead by Daylight meta right now. And for those of you who don't know what this perk does, basically when you are injured, you just flat out become 3% faster, just flat out. And you don't suffer from the exhausted status effect when this happens. You're just 3% until you're fully healed, which means that you can stack this perk with other exhaustion perks, and then once you use that exhaustion perk, then both of the perks are deactivated. So that's kind of the idea behind it. And then it also has a gain the endurance status effect for 10 seconds after completing a healing action on another survivor. In my opinion, here, basically what I'm here to talk about in this video real quick is I think that this perk is quite overrated. I don't really understand why so many people run it. I think it's likely because of the 3% haste status effect. I mean, that alone makes this perk pretty solid. I'm not denying that this is a bad perk. I just think it is overused. I don't really see why so many people are making these, like, so many people are using chase builds right now because of just this one perk. I've been playing a lot of killer recently, and I've had to have encountered many Made for This. Made for thises, whatever you want to say, and I don't think it's really made that big of a difference in my chases. I still get some pretty nasty hits when survivors are vaulting windows and things like that when they're about to drop a pallet, and so it doesn't make that huge of a difference for me. Now, when I'm playing Survivor, this is actually a lot easier to tell when I'm running this perk when it is actually saving my ass. The few times that I've used this perk as a survivor, it has actually saved me from getting from a down quite a few times. So I don't know. I don't really pay attention to what perks people are running. I don't check at the ending of the screen most of the time. I just click away. So this perk has probably made a small difference in chases many times, and I haven't noticed it, but it's not like super game changing. So I do like the 3% haste status effect that you get just for being injured. I wish more Dead by Daylight perks were this simple instead of making all these. You have to go from point A to point B to point C just to get this one minor effect. I just wish a lot more perks were like Made for This, where they're this simple. But the other effect that is thrown on there, gain the endurance status effect, after completing a healing action on another survivor, I don't think is really that great. And that's where I think the overrated aspect goes into, is I think really the only good thing going for this perk is that 3% haste status effect. Anytime I see somebody run Made for This and they're so confident that they're going to be able to have themselves and the person they're healing safe, I'm just like, you're such a fool, because a lot of times what people will do is like, oh, I have Made for This, no need to worry, and they'll heal a down survivor, and I'm just like, why would I go after you, who's, most of the time they're healthy, most of the time it's not even that they're injured, it's like that they're healthy or something like that. It's like, why would I go after you when I could just instantly re-down the survivor and knock all the progress that you just did? So that's why I'm not a big fan of Made for This. I think Buckle Up is just instantly better. I mean, it affects both of the survivors, the healer and the person being healed. So why would you ever run this perk for that reason? I think Dead by Daylight is introducing way too many endurance perks. I think they need to cut down on those quite a bit because there's a lot of overlap and things like that going on, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I think this perk, as well as Buckle Up, need to be changed. As good as Buckle Up is right now, I think both of the perks need to be changed. Basically, any perk that has endurance status effect needs to be changed because there are just way too many perks, way too many overlaps, and I'm not a big fan of it. But just wanted to say that the endurance status effect, I think, for the healer is just stupid, because if you're healing a down survivor or you're healing a survivor who was injured, why wouldn't I just ruin all your progress and re-injure that survivor right away? That's always the better move to make. So I don't know. I just don't think Made for This is that great. I think the only thing going for it is that 3% haste status effect, which I don't think makes it isn't a huge difference. It can definitely save you from a down, at least a couple times per match, but I don't think it's like, I don't think it's that huge. It definitely saves, it definitely, you know, puts more time, or cuts more time down on the killer, because, you know, he's not ending the chases as quickly, but I don't think it's like a game changer or anything like that. So all I gotta say is, you know, why are you running this perk so much? Just let me know. Because I don't see that big of an effect out of it. If you really want that endurance status effect, just run Buckle Up, and if you want a haste status effect, just run like Sprint Burst or any other exhaustion perk or something like that, because I think those will probably will have a bigger effect in the long run than running Made for this and just hoping that 3% all the time is going to help you. I don't know. I'm just not a really big fan of Made for this, even though I think it is a pretty solid perk. I don't think it's a bad perk by any means. I wish more perks were designed like this. But I think with just all the endurance overlap and things like that, I just don't think that this perk is that great. So that's all I wanted to talk about. That's it for the video, and I will see you next time.